Hello and welcome to the exam analysis for CLAT 2022, which was a reminder of how tough it is to succeed as a lawyer. For many years now, Endeavour has been incredibly accurate with test analysis and predictions, and we had predicted that CLAT 2022 will be tougher than the previous versions. Let us look at the exam analysis summary. There was nothing new in terms of structure. Whatever was new was in terms of the difficulty level. Take a while to look at the overall analysis table. Here's something exciting. The predicted cutoff for general category for the top 5 NLUs should be 8 to 10 marks lower than the CLAT 2021 cutoff. And because the paper was challenging, cutoffs for lower ranked NLUs will fall even more. Let us look at the detailed sectional analysis. Section 1 English Language. Overall, it was an easy to moderate section. Recommended time 25 minutes and a good score would be 22 to 24. The first passage was on cryptocurrencies and their risks. Take a while to look at the questions bag. In 5 minutes, it was easy to answer 4 questions correctly. Passage 2 was on public speaking and famous speeches. The overall difficulty level was easy. Take a while to look at the questions. If you give this 5 minutes, get all 5 correct, else get 4 correct in 3 to 4 minutes. Third passage was on fossil fuels over the years with easy difficulty level. Take a while to look at the questions. For those targeting top 3 NLUs, this mandated 5 attempts, 5 correct in 4 minutes. Fourth passage was on the perils of using apps, which was easy as well. Take a while to look at the mixed bag of questions. Ideally, you should be able to answer 4 correctly in 5 minutes. The fifth passage was on cruelty towards animals, which was moderate. Take a while to look at the questions. It was prudent to not attempt this passage at all or target only 1 or 2 questions. Otherwise, this needs a minimum of 6 minutes to get 4 correct answers. The sixth passage was on the tragedy of post-death acclaim. Overall, it was easy to moderate. Look at the questions. If you had to attempt only 2 passages in this section, this passage would be in those 2 along with passage 3. Just like that one, it is very easy to get all 5 correct answers in under 5 minutes in this passage. Let us move on to section 2, which is current affairs and general knowledge. Overall, this was a moderate section with 20 minutes of recommended time and a good score of 25 to 27. The first passage was on Sagar Vision from May 2015. Number of questions were 5. Overall difficulty level was moderate to difficult. This passage was the shock factor of this section, so it was a tough one. Managing 3 corrects in 3 minutes would be an outstanding effort in this. The second passage was CSR policy changes subsequent to COVID-19. 5 questions, overall easy to moderate. This wasn't odd. It is expected that one should score at least 3 correct in 2 minutes. Passage 3 was on patents related to green technology with 5 questions and easy difficulty level. This was the hallmark of current affairs on CLAT. For the big dreaming CLAT takers, it was imperative to get at least 4 correct in this passage within 3 minutes. Passage 4 was ISRO, number of questions 5, overall easy. Test takers would have seen and read about ISRO both in their CLAT mocks and elsewhere, so ISRO feels like a part of CLAT GK syllabus. Minimum 4 correct in 3 to 4 minutes is the target. Passage 5 was on Drone Shakti. 5 questions, easy difficulty level, so the target would be same. Minimum 4 correct in 3 minutes. Sixth passage was on Russia-Ukraine conflict. 5 questions, easy, and like we have always said, CLAT test creators love the last 3-4 months before CLAT. So if you have read 3 passages of topics between February 2022 and May 2022, they prove our point. At least 3 correct in 3 minutes. Seventh passage was AFSPA, review and repeal, 5 questions, easy to moderate. The 6-month golden band, that is what we tell our endeavorians. October 2021 to May 2022 was our golden band. So from that period, most current affair questions were likely to be tested on CLAT. It was easy to get 3 to 4 correct in 3 minutes. Let us move on to our third section of legal reasoning. Overall, this was a moderate to difficult section with 30 minutes of recommended time and a good score of 26 to 28. The first passage was on public trust according to the Constitution of India. 5 questions, easy to moderate. And one should get 3 correct in 4 minutes or 4 correct in 5 minutes in this one. The second passage was fundamental rights in the Constitution of India. 5 questions, moderate. Get 3 correct in 5 minutes and run away or never return to this passage. If you are targeting the top 5 NLUs, you should skip this. The third passage was on writ, 5 questions, easy to moderate. So just like the preceding passage, either hit and run, get 2-3 correct in 3-4 minutes and feel proud about it. The fourth passage was on monism and dualism, 5 questions, moderate. They were lengthy but not so difficult, so they saved the day. Worth attempting with a target of 3 correct in 4 to 5 minutes. The fifth passage was on taxation of religion-related activities, 5 questions, easy. Except for this one question, all others were easy. So one has to target 3 correct in 5 minutes. The sixth passage was on the contract of marriage, 5 questions, easy. Same story, lengthy answers but worth a shot. Target at least 4 correct in 5 minutes. Seventh passage was on contract law, 5 questions, easy. Easiest passage across the 8 passages. So securing all 5 correct answers in 5 minutes should be the ideal one. Eighth passage was on divorce-related legalities, 5 questions, easy to moderate. This passage could have been left unattempted, or one could look at attempting 2 questions, getting both correct in a 4-minute effort. Moving on to the next section of logical reasoning, overall this was a moderate one with 25 minutes of recommended time and a good score of 20 to 22. The first passage, the unintended consequence of POCSO, overall easy. Look at the questions. Test takers should target all 5 correct in 5 minutes. Second passage, the pros and cons of attending college, moderate difficulty level. Take a while to look at the questions. Probably 2-3 correct in 5 minutes would be a job well done. Third passage, Constitution and freedom to laugh, overall moderate. Take a while to look at the questions. Our recommended effort is at least 2 correct in 2 to 3 minutes. Fourth passage, instructional design support during COVID-19 pandemic, overall moderate. It was probably the toughest to read in this section. Take a while to look at the questions. The fifth passage was nuclear fuels as a substitute for fossil fuels. Overall, it was easy to moderate. Take a while to look at the questions. As we asserted in an earlier section, CLAT taker targeting top 5 NLUs must secure 5 correct answers within 5 minutes. Sixth passage was on global biodiversity framework, overall easy to moderate. The questions were a mixed bag. Test takers must aim at securing at least 3 correct answers in less than 4 minutes. Moving on to our section 5, quantitative techniques, overall it was a moderate one. 20 minutes of recommended time and 10 to 11 would be a good score. Data set 1 was data of students in a college. The focus was on set theory, percentages and ratio. Overall it was moderate with 5 questions. Including the time to disentangle the data, it is possible to get at least 4 correct in this data set within 5 to 6 minutes. The second one focused on percentages and ratio, overall easy to moderate with 5 questions. It was much simpler than the previous one, so getting at least 2 questions that were straightforward and you could answer them in 15 seconds if you deconstructed the data set properly. Definitely worth securing at least 4 correct in 5 to 6 minutes. The third data set also focused on percentages and ratio. It was easy with 5 questions, but the only drawback was that it was tedious to read. Easiest in the last 2-3 years of CLAT history, it was worth investing 6 to 7 minutes to score at least 4 correct. So overall, CLAT 2022 was lengthy, demanded focused reading, emotional tenacity, and the ability to maintain unwavering focus for 120 minutes. So it serves as a good wake-up call for CLAT 2023 aspirants who have merely 6 months to go. Good luck with everything ahead. Dream, endeavor, achieve.